Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. In this video, I'll be going through my SuperCoach round 6 team review. Going to make it a quick one as well, like we did with fantasy, because I do have the upcoming live that you guys will see about 15 minutes time after this, going through the SuperCoach trade targets for round 7. I'm hoping I can get a special guest on, but I'm not too certain about that, but we'll see in the coming hour or so. But anyway, before we jump into this video, remember to like and subscribe, turn the notification bell on so you know when I upload, and let's jump into this SuperCoach review video. So, first off, let's make this a little bit bigger for you guys. You can see a 1251, sorry, a 2151. I don't know what I was thinking. Long day. Top 15%, not the greatest, not the worst. 28,415th rank for the round, putting us up 3,500 ranks. And if you actually look at my side, it's really starting to develop, it feels like, as we've seen the sort of mid prices fall away a little bit. So I'm really happy with the way it's going at the moment, and I am a little bit, what's the word, cognizant of, I think that's the right word to use, of the fact that we're not probably going to get the best rookies in the next week or two, and so I'm a little bit worried about Carroll. So I don't know if I'm going to necessarily spend a trade there. When we do the video tomorrow, you'll see my thoughts on exactly that, but you'll see in tomorrow's video as well the one trade that I've got pretty much locked in at the moment because it's an easy flip. But anyway, jumping into this video here, and I'm just thinking I can't actually move any maneuverability either way to get another guy off field for the guy that I want to. But I could actually do something else as well if I wanted to do. I do have one other maneuver that I could actually do. I'm just thinking about it. Yeah, so we'll see about it. But anyway, so you've got, for me, a pretty good round for the position that I'm in the top 20. I was 23rd K. I'm finally overtaken SuperCoach God. Can't wait to get back on with the boys in next Monday. So should be back then. But yeah, finally overtook him. Big J and SuperCoach, well, I guess rookie are well ahead of me, but we can make the comeback. I know my side, I feel like, is actually a lot stronger than it probably overall wise is. So hopefully those extra 10-20 points per week can really start to add up, and suddenly we really bang for buck come in and really go finish strong. But onto the side, Lockie Whitfield 145. That was an absolute banging performance, and yeah, he just did his job needed. Sinclair 70. That sucked. Glad that I didn't have him captain like I had in fantasy, but the captaincy as well, I was really annoyed. I had actually flicked the VC to Daicos, but I hadn't had fancy actually open on my thing, so I couldn't flick it to Nick Daicos, and I was like, I don't want to split them there, which is probably a big fault of mine. I probably should have just done Nick Daicos there. Would have got me an extra 66 points, would have ended up on 22 like 15 or whatever, 22-17, sorry, and that would have been a huge rank wise rise, can't even say it, and that would have put me, I think, in the top probably 15k or so if I'd just done that move and made it, and then I would have been in a massive position. I would have felt like I could have made a massive comeback, but it is what it is. Zorko, he sucked as well. So yeah, just a lot of guys just not living up. Roberts 119, Bice 79, Reed 38, and then you've got Pryor and Stone on the bench. Really wish I had access to Pryor's points, but don't have a loophole option in the defender line at the moment. Then we go on to the midfielders, where I pretty much feel like I have a little bit of an upper hand in the long run. It feels like once I can get Sheasel into that back line over Robert, who, if you've looked at a Twitter post by from mine with respect to Sydney, they're training really hard there, sort of ball use, because it's been pathetic the last couple of weeks, and they could easily rack up another 30-40 marks, it looks like. It finally looks like they're actually running, which hasn't looked like in the past. But yeah, so these two could really profit next week, Bice and Roberts. So I'm glad that I held Roberts. And we just got to find a way to maneuver Sheasel into the into the likes of the back line eventually. That might be another week or two away, though. Nick Daicos, that was an outstanding trade in. To trade him in late on the Thursday night because of Henderson being out was an absolute masterstroke. If you actually look back on my team, I don't know what Wanganeen Malira got, but let's just look at this. Wanganeen Malira scored, where is it? A 99. So I gained 73 points there. But the real kicker is, I also gained a further, because I don't think I would have had access to getting Hewitt on ground. I actually gained a further 49 points alongside it just by holding Henderson. So I actually gained, off that one little flip because of team sheets, 110 points, which, you know, that maybe just makes up for me stuffing up the captaincy of Daicos, not having the VC on it, which I will gladly just put anyway right away straight on him now, even in the team review for round 6. I'm going to just do it now so that it's just there. Merritt, 106 when he didn't really get going. I'm fine with that. He had an 81 in fantasy or something like that. So he had a massive multiplier there to get him up to a 106, which is fine. Sarong as well, same thing. He had a 79, I think. So to get him up to a 102, not the worst. Sheasel, North Melbourne just suck, simply put. Dawson, if he could kick a... He can't hit a bloody barn door from like 2 feet away with this kicking efficiency at the moment. So that kind of sucks for him. So yeah, that really is annoying from Dawson. Sorry, I was just checking if my thing was a little bit off, but it looks fine. But anyway, Oliver, 91, he got there in the end, but it was really scrappy. He's one that I'm looking at in the next couple of weeks. Can I maneuver him around or something like that? But then again, I'm like, is there that much of a gain going Oliver to Petrarca? Like, you're just shifting the guy. You're basically just getting an Oliver, but with forward status. And I don't think that's much of a gain on a trade. I don't think that's worth the trade. So that's why I, at the moment, because I have Hewitt as well, who's just going to play on field, that's why I think that I don't need to move on Oliver at the moment. I think he can just hold. He'll have a good game here or there. I think he also has a decent matchup. He's got Richmond this week. He could easily, and I say easily, smash it and go, 110, 120? And suddenly you're like, well, that doesn't really matter about Oliver. So yeah, he's slowly making cash, not making too much cash, not being the absolute smash pick that we thought he'd be, but still being a decent enough pick. He's gone up, 16k, 17k, so it's really nothing, but yeah. Anyway, Moraes, I hope that I can get him off field this week, but I don't know if I can. I think he's going to be staying on field unless if Tom Gross actually plays, then I can get him off field because I will take Gross over Moraes. But we'll see, when do West Coast play? Well, West Coast play Hawthorn on the Sunday. Oh, that sucks. When did Port play? And of course, Port play 4:15. You know what I actually can do? And what I will do is I will put the emergency on Moraes, because that's the smart thing through Camporelli. And if Camporelli plays, then that sucks. But that'll be the smart thing to do, is put the emergency on Moraes. And then if he does play, etc., does play well, then take it through Camporelli. Even though Camporelli had a good game in the VFL and could be back this week, I'm still going to look at that option there. Xavier Lindsay should get freed up now more. That May and also, who was the other guy playing there? McVie, sorry. May and McVie are back, so it should help the ball movement and also the defensive lockdown ability of Melbourne, meaning that Lindsay should be freed up more. So we should start to see, rather than a 55 score, start to see, which is at a 14 anyway. So he will kickstart his cash in again. 18k next week. Hopefully, if he goes 70, 70, 70, let's just quickly do that. Or why aren't you kicked into gear here when you click on the extension? So hopefully, if I just do this, reload this, hopefully this works now for Lindsay. Let's just see. Hopefully it's got the right one. Nope, apparently not. Let's just see, when you click this extension, reload maybe. I'm just trying to find which one it actually is that I need for the extension to actually work. It doesn't look like it wants to load, it looks like. So yeah, that's kind of a bummer. Let's just see if I can get this one to load for the projected. Here we go. There we go. So if we go him scoring 70s, he goes up 23k, up 27k, up 26k, up 20k, and suddenly in 4 weeks at end of round 10, he's at 295k. 295k, that's an easy adjustment there. That's an easy 180k. You pop it on, say a Bice at that point, and you get up to a premium midfield, premium defender, or if not midfielder, through pushing Sheasel into the backline. But you probably want to also hold, right, Bice? But it could be on top of Pryor, who's suddenly his. Pryor, if we go to Pryor scoring 75s, which is possible. In 4 weeks' time, Pryor is 350k. So you got, what, a 350 and a 290k guy? Suddenly that's 650k. Add another 50, 60k onto a player there. And suddenly you've got a potential 99k plus a 600k there. So that's what I'm looking at there with regards to the likes of Lindsay. I better get through the rest of this quickly. Gorm, outstanding. Talked about him in fantasy. He's just, yep, pulling away, I feel like now. Dakota coming back down to earth, but has a really good matchup against the likes of Geelong, so it could easily go 160. And I think he's gone 176 against them last year. 176 against them last year. So yeah, looking forward to that. Horne-Francis 94 should be good. And so yeah, he's doing his job. McRae 104 doing his job. Bailey Smith 80. That wasn't the best display by him, but it is what it is. He's still one of the best, I guess, forwards to have. Caleb Daniel 88 doing his job. Levi Ashcroft 89. Job done from him as well. Huge effort there. And then you've got as well Hewitt 97. That was an absolute game changer when I saw that. Especially when he's on 7 halfway through the second quarter or something and then just goes on a spree, kicks 2 goals and has 17 touches in the second half at like 80% efficiency or whatever the heck it was. That was huge. And then Cleary 30, that kind of sucks, but it is what it is. But anyway, that is the video. I hope to see you guys on the live stream later tonight. Well, it will be about on this. If you catch it right at the start of this video being uploaded, you'll catch the live stream. You can pretty much switch straight over to it, but I will catch you guys in the live stream, and you can see all my other SuperCoach content, as well as all the other videos on the channel with the links on screen at the moment. But I'll see you guys in the next video tomorrow. Bye guys.